Hello, and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the 7th grade concept of comparing numeric data. This is Standard 7.12a in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 17 off the 2016 released STAAR test. If you have not done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. So we've got two different classes, Mrs. Kelso and Mr. Bonham. They're going to give their students a small bag of colored tiles, and they're counting the number of purple tiles they received. And we've got this box plot. So it's actually a double box plot because we've got both of them displayed on this same scale down here at the bottom. So these are box plots, sometimes called box and whisker plots, because you've got a box and you've got some lines sticking out on the other side. So we need to figure out exactly how to read these box plots. We'll do so as we look at each of these statements. We're finding the one statement that is best supported by this information. So the range, all right, so the range of Mr. Bonham's class is less than the range of Mrs. Kelso's class. So the range is literally just the difference between the largest and the smallest, largest minus the smallest. And they've got those right here. So Mrs. Kelso has got a range of, it looks like this is 17 right here. So her range is 17 minus, and then you got 5. So she's got a range of 12. Then you got Mr. Bonham right there. That's 16, and he's got 6. So that's 10. So A says the range of Mr. Bonham is less than the range for Mrs. Kelso. Actually, that does look correct. And you can visually see that Mr. Bonham has got a smaller range because it's coming in a little bit tighter than Mrs. Kelso. So 10 is less than 12. That looks good. So let's check B, C, and D to make sure we didn't miss something obvious here. The data for Mrs. Kelso's class are more symmetrical than the data. All right, so symmetrical means literally that line of symmetry, right? Like if you have a rectangle right here, right? You have a line of symmetry there, you have a line of symmetry there. So Mr. Bonham's class and Mrs. Kelso's class, well, you see that Mr. Bonham's class is pretty symmetrical. You've got that median, that's what that middle line is right in the middle, and both lines on the outside, those first and those that fourth quartile seem to be kind of even. Look at Mrs. Kelso's. It's kind of slanted over here to the left a little bit. The left side is smaller than the right side, so this is less symmetrical. But this says that the data for Mrs. Kelso's class are more symmetrical. Actually, this would be less. So that's incorrect. Let's check C, the median number. So the median number is right here. It's that middle line within that box plot. For Mr. Bonham's class is less than the median number for Mrs. Kelso's class. Well, Mr. Bonham has got a median of 11. Mrs. Kelso's got a median number of 10. You can just visually see that Mr. Bonham's is greater because it's farther to the right. So this is incorrect. If we said greater, we would be good to go. And then finally, we got this IQR. All right, the interquartile range. So you notice we've got 4 different chunks here on each of these. We've got 2 inside the box and 2 outside the box for each of these. And they're not necessarily even, right? Mrs. Kelso's is kind of asymmetrical here. So we've got the interquartile range, and what we're looking for is the edge of the boxes. So right here is my interquartile range. So this is going to be from 8 to 14, so I've got an interquartile range of 6 right here for Mr. Bonham. I've still got this 8 right here, but I've got this looks like a 13. So I've got an interquartile range of 5 for Mrs. Kelso. And it says the interquartile range of the data for Mrs. Kelso is greater. Nope, 5 is not greater. If we were to say less, and you can see because this box is visually smaller, that's why the box plots are so powerful. Visually, you can do this without even necessarily calculating it. You see that is smaller than the box for Mr. Bonham. So that one is incorrect as well. Our answer here is A.